And we are live with a special edition of Unhinged. Hell in a Cell edition. My name is Randall Beatley. Thank you for tuning in to the Outlaw Sports Network. I have, unfortunately, only one guest, but it's my best friend, the phenomenal K-Dog, Cody Montanaro. How you doing tonight?
The Redskins didn't play this week, so that's a win. Alex Ovechkin has 7 goals. That's a great thing. Chase Elliott loves to finish second. Can't finish first, but that's okay. And we're going to find out if Talhead Jinder Mahal can fairly beat Shinsuke Nakamura tonight.
All right. So that's later in the show, of course, as we talk about that WWE title match. But first, OSN UnHinged here is about to get a little bit, what's that word? Oh, yeah, glorious. Bobby Roode, I think it's his first ever pay-per-view match. And it's going against, in my humble opinion, the greatest wrestler in WWE, Dolph Ziggler. Is there any doubting who's going to win this match, in your opinion? No answers, no words for you in this one. So you're going Bobby Roode, right? You're on Bobby Roode, right?
That's all it needs to be said. It's going to be a glorious victory.
It's going to be a glorious victory. Does this match last longer than 5 minutes?
It lasts about 8.5 to 9 minutes. That might be surprising if it goes more than 13 minutes.
So I think I got 2 other things to say about this match. First off, Ziggler said on SmackDown Live, he's going to make a special grand entrance in this match. Is he going to copy somebody, or is he just going to play a song, just come out to his normal entrance song? What is your opinion?
I think maybe he's literally meeting a surprise entrance, and that he'll either come up from the crowd, come up from under the ring, and attack Bobby Roode and surprise him. Or during Bobby Roode's entrance, he'll attack him.
All right, I see that. I'm looking at this, and I had to do some research to get this theory in some way, but they are in Detroit tonight. So we got a lot of famous Detroit wrestlers, or from the state of Michigan. You got people like Kevin Nash and Eric Bischoff, and I think I saw Bruiser Brody was from Michigan. So you got a lot of famous people that he has been in WWE. He can choose from maybe to make a grand entrance. Sabu is from there. He's not going to be Sabu, but I like
to stars in his body if he is.
But also, what if Detroit's only about 3 hours from Chicago? What if they saved CM Punk's music for tonight to make the Detroit crowd go crazy?
Don't tease me like that.
No? Okay.
Don't tease me like that. I'm probably too early tonight to be teasing.
And the last thing, and then we'll get done with this real easy match to predict. It's a sad moment, guys, as this will probably be Dolph Ziggler's last pay-per-view event. And so from my bottom of my heart right here, I want to thank Nick Namath. I'm going to break kayfabe for a little bit. I'm going to thank Nick Namath for putting on the best wrestling ability ever in WWE. In my humble opinion. With that said, thank you, Dolph Ziggler, from starting as Nikki in the Spirit Squad. Anyway, so we move on to
We're done kissing ass. Okay, good.
Oh, you want to say some nice words to Dolph Ziggler, or?
I'm trying to generate fake tears here. Thank God. I mean, have fun in whatever you're going to do. Whether it's Fox Business, ROH, TNA, New Japan, Lucha.
Can I pause you for a second?
Oh my gosh, well, I'm trying to have my humblest opinions here, and
I got breaking news, Cody.
breaking news. It's 6:21. Who has breaking news live on our show?
Me. The Red Sox won.
Back to your regularly scheduled programming.
10-3. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program.
Evidently, they figured out a score after the first inning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you, Dolph Ziggler, you've been fun. It's been great. Yeah, move on. Don't cry. Please don't cry.
From one, I guess, no storied match, because, again, there's really no build-up to this match, but to another questionable why the heck this is happening match. Randy Orton versus Rusev. Have they run out of ideas to use with Rusev?
They've run out of ideas with Rusev and Randy Orton.
Well,
I mean, unless you want to put Aiden English in the mix, and I mean, that's fresh.
So, I mean, there's not much. I don't really have anything to say about this match. Who wins? I guess we can make our prediction there.
I want to say Rusev. That's only because I mean, Randy's cool. I like Randy, but I mean, ain't nothing else for him to really prove. And Rusev needs a push, and I think whether it's by interference or whether it's by clean, he's gonna get that victory tonight.
Okay, I can see that now. I want to say Rusev. However, because I think Rusev, as a younger talent, as the, I guess, more fresher talent in the prime of his career, should get pushed over. Then we got people like Orton, who's in that position, Big Show and them are, who are on their way out. Same like John Cena. They're on their way out. They should put over as much as they can. However, I see Rusev as SmackDown's version of Bray Wyatt. They just can't win on pay-per-views. For some reason, they just don't. I don't know what creative's problem with pushing these superstars is. I think Rusev's just stuck in that heel foreign gimmick, and gender right now is the number one in that category. So Rusev has nowhere to go. So I'm gonna go Randy Orton on this one. Hopefully it's not in 12 seconds like the last fight.
You ain't kidding. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Orton on this one. So now we get to the actual meaningful part of the show, and we go into all these title matches. We'll start with the women's title match with champion Natalya squaring off against Charlotte Flair. I guess I'll ask you first. Who wins this match?
You know, this is a tough one. I mean, they had a really, really good match back in NXT in 2013, 2014, something like that.
Yeah.
And if they're allowed to have that kind of creativity and flexibility to do it again, I think they can. I think Natty's got some good matches left in her. It's just, I don't know if it's just chemistry or if it's a psychological thing. I don't know, but she just hasn't looked. There hasn't been that many great women's matches recently. I'm hoping that they'll give these two time and a chance to really go out there and put on a great match. I am going to say that I didn't write these down. I'm going off the heart here. I'm not going to write these down. I'm going off the heart. I'm going to say Natalya. I'm going to say Natalya gets the win here. I don't know. I really don't think it'll be clean. But I've said this for 3 straight months, so why not? I'm going to keep it going. Not 3 straight months, maybe 2 straight months. I'm going to say Natalya wins clean. And I think tonight's the night that Carmella cashes in.
I was going to ask about that. We'll talk about that after I make my prediction. I'm going to go with Natalia too. But first, I'm going to bring to the attention. This is the first ever time that two women have ever fought for 4 titles in their career. Charlotte and NXT, they were for the title, for the Raw Women's title and for the Divas title at one point in each of their careers. These two were fighting against each other for all 4 of those titles. It's the first time ever. Yes. I think I saw either Charlotte or Natalia posted it on Twitter the other day. So
that's pretty special.
So it's the first time it's ever happened. It's a historical match. I think these two have some chemistry. Like you said, the NXT match was really, really good. I'm going to go Natalia, though I can see it going either way. And I agree with you. The cash-in happens tonight. And then I also want to say I'm kind of happy now with that it's just a singles match because for what the last 4 or 5 months, at least one of the brands have had fatal 4-way or fatal 5-way women matches, and there's too much I think potential in those divisions to waste it in multi-women matches. But yes, I think, and again, that's even now NXT I think is following. And I don't know if you've seen the card for the newly announced NXT War Games, which that's a big thing we can talk about later. Cody, you see him smiling over there.
Childhood's coming back, baby. I love it.
I'm glad it's an NXT event, not a main roster event, because the main roster would screw it up somehow. But it's, I mean, I can understand why they're doing a fatal 4-way for the women's title there in NXT, because there is no women's champion, and you gotta make it fair, I guess. But I'm just kind of tired of these fatal 4-way, fatal 5-way, or 6-pack challenges.
Okay.
So moving on to what I'm going to say will be the match of the night. And that is the United States Championship match between the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin, and your champion, the face that runs the place, AJ Styles. So first off, before we pick winners, does Ty Dillinger get involved?
Yes. Yes, I do think he does. Somehow, some way, whether it's a heel turn and he turns on AJ, or if he's still the face and beats up Corbin, I think either way, Ty Dillinger does interfere.
All right. I think he does as well. In what aspect, I have no idea. So I guess we can just go on who wins, in your opinion. I feel I know what you're going to say, but
I disagree that it's going to be match of the night. I think it'll be a really good match. I think it'll be top 2 or 3 match of the night, but I don't have it as match of the night on my list. However, the winner of the match and new United States champion, unfortunately, I'm actually going to say Baron Corbin's going to win tonight. I think that creative screwed him over with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I love AJ. I think AJ is going to make Corbin look good tonight. I think it's time that creative finally put some faith and trust into Corbin, and I think Corbin actually gets the win tonight.
Interesting perspective there. That leads. I'm going to go Corbin too. That's the way I feel it's going to go. I feel they're going to say, "Hey, your punishment's over," which leads me to a sort of side discussion. Should something you do outside of the company reflect in their should they punish superstars? Because a lot of people are feeling the stripping of his briefcase and of his title opportunities, or because of what he does on Twitter, and him getting involved with the behind the scenes argument with, I think, the WWE doctor. Should that be a reason to be punished and stripped of a storyline?
I mean, when you're in WWE, you're in the spotlight, and you're gonna be watched from all angles unless you're at home in your own privacy. So, I mean, it's petty that they did do it because of a social media thing and stuff like that. I understand that it's not exactly the best thing to say, "Oh, but you were bad on social media. We're gonna punish you." At the same time, it's only fair because, Triple H got the crap sandwich for about a year after the curtain call. And that really, I mean, he was a part of it, but Shawn didn't get any punishment in it, and Razor and Diesel left for WCW. So, I mean, Triple H got the end of that. So, I mean, it's fair. I don't like it. I didn't like it. But, I mean, if you're a WWE employee and anything you do in a public spotlight is going to cause some backlash, no pun intended. So, is it fair? Is it right? No, but I understand it, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of those situations where, hey, you work for the WWE, though the way a lot of WWE contracts are, you're basically a private contractor, but you do sign a contract with WWE, so you do work for them, and whatever you do reflects on them. And then being a for-family show, anything you do that's outside of their guidelines, of course, will have some sort of repercussions. Which, just on another side note, I don't know if it's true or not. There's no sources to back it up, but I just read somewhere that two women wrestlers and their boyfriends who also work in WWE were caught at a party doing cocaine off each other. Don't know who. No one. There's no names given. There's no sources, so I don't know if it's true or not. So I don't want to start spreading rumors. But if it's true, like, I'm just sitting here, who will do this? And the only person I can think of is Paige. But I just don't know. Like I don't think it's true just because there's no sources to it. But again, if hopefully punishments, if it is true, punishments are given out for violating the code of conduct and the health code there.
Coke is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, back to our show here, what we were actually planned on talking about. For the first time ever tonight, the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships will be defended inside the brutal structure known as Hell in a Cell, where champions of the New Day face off against the Usos. In your opinion, I know I said AJ Corbin would be match of the night. Does this match have that potential to steal the show?
Yeah, this one, to me, this is my match of the night right here. These two teams absolutely tear the house down, no matter if it's on the pre-show, SmackDown Live, or pay-per-view. It don't matter. These guys are going to absolutely tear the house down, and I can't wait to see this. The New Day Uso feud has made me really like and almost like fall in love with the tag team wrestling all over again. I don't know if I would put these two as a Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian type feud. I would just argue that these two teams are amazing, and I think that they're kind of underappreciated. And I think that the Usos have just gotten a career revival ever since they turned heel, and this new gimmick and putting with them with the New Day, man. I could probably watch them every month. It would get tired after a while, but I at least knew that these guys were going to be putting on matches of the night. So, yeah, this is going to be a match of the night right here.
I could see that. If this is number 2 for me, and it's a really close competition between who which matches are match of the night. But this one to me is number 2, and it's real close. I think the Usos, like you said, they've had a career revival since turning heel. I've really, really enjoyed watching their heel turn. And this feud just really made me like the New Day again. Their gimmicks sort of got really stale after a while. So I really enjoyed watching the New Day make this resurgence. Hopefully this is the end of the feud, though, and these two teams can go their other ways and maybe meet up some other time down the line. So who do you think wins?
I'm going to go Usos. Oh boy, talk about that. I'm going New Day. Sorry, I'm going New Day. I think New Day retains and brings a close to the feud.
I can see that. I agree. And I think New Day wins, and I think they move on. I think they get a new feud building tonight, as I believe some way, somehow, Authors of Pain will end up inside the cell to help the New Day retain the titles, with the Usos winning by disqualification. AOP goes on, destroys both teams, and become the New Day's new challenger. Yes, sir?
How can it be they win by disqualification when there's no disqualification match?
Sure. WWE. No, I'm kidding. I think the New Day wins clean, and then the attack happens on both of them. I completely forgot it was in the cell because, you know.
It's like, wait, they're in the cell match. They have the rules. What you
Sorry,
mean, dog?
Sorry, I'm having an intruder try to enter my room, knocking on the door if you can't hear over here. So, if that person is watching, leave me alone. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, and while we're talking tag team division, the worst segment ever comes back tonight.
Bro.
That's the fashion file.
Shut your mouth.
I'm sorry. There's just no point to it. And
these guys are entertaining.
They're retarded.
They're fun and entertaining. You can't. This isn't New Japan Pro Wrestling where we're doing wrestling match after wrestling match after wrestling match. This is WWE. The E stands for entertainment, and this is entertaining.
It's not entertaining though. They're taking. Okay, this is how hypocritical WWE is. They send cease and desist all the time because someone copyrights them or copies them, but they copy so many different shows.
I get that. I'm not saying that I don't agree with you. It's not
entertaining at all.
I agree with you on the cease and desist and that they do all that kind of crap with other shows. But Fashion Police are awesome. They're entertaining. I love them.
They're literally at the bottom of best tag. They're the worst tag team ever in the history of tag teams. I think the Job Squad and the Blue Meanie and his tag team partners are better than these guys. These guys, they haven't wrestled a match in like 12 years.
Over exaggerating that just a tad bit. I mean, if you think that, wow.
I think the Spirit Squad is better than the Fashion Police, but.
See, I don't even think the Spirit Squad was horrible. I think their gimmick was shitty, and that they were not entertaining. But athletic-wise, Kenny was really good, and Nikki was really good, obviously, and I think Johnny was really good too. So I mean, out of 3 out of 5, I think were really athletic. But I mean, yeah, gimmick-wise was George Bush liked it, I'm sure.
But going down, this is the worst gimmick I've ever seen in a tag team ever. Like, I don't get it. Like, there's no point. There's no point to this segment at all. Just to waste time.
Waste time. It's because people are gonna pop when you hear that pop in Detroit Rock City, baby. You're gonna find out.
Until they can actually get inside the ring, I'm not gonna ever enjoy them. I'm sorry. Just this is nothing at all entertaining.
I agree to disagree
about this. And while we're talking about the tag team still, we're not going to spend like forever on it, but the pre-show, which starts in about 20 minutes. The match is Gable and Benjamin, which is the weirdest combination of tag teams ever. And the Hype Bros face off in a match that I think Gable and Benjamin win. I think Ryder finally turns on Mojo, and Mojo turns on Ryder, one of the two. They've been teasing it for a while. I think it finally happens tonight.
Which I don't want to spend too much time on it, but here's my thing. WWE has to know that this is no longer more of a 8 to 13 to 15-year-old demographic. This is like 18 to 34. And most of those people go on the internet, they read things, and because we're older, more mature, and the kids that grew up in the Attitude Era are now grown up, we're not stupid. Once you start teasing something, hello, it's inevitably going to happen. So I don't understand why we just have to tease these things. Why don't we just have it happen? Because it doesn't create any shock that he turned on his tag team partner. Let it be shocking. Yeah. Let him just turn on his tag team partner. I don't really care if it makes sense. Shock me. The shock value has got to be there somehow. I don't like the whole tease, tease, tease. Oh, here it comes. It's anytime now. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, and I think also, like you said, the generation of watching wrestling now, not saying there aren't little people watching it, but the main sort of core viewers, like you said, are the 18 to 34-year-olds who we have the internet, like you say, we can go and read. I think that has really hurt the business as much as it's helped the business. I think the internet and the social media age has helped it for the small promotions, but for the big promotions like WWE, and especially for like NXT and other companies like ROH and stuff like that, where they tape, and then the taping results go on the internet. That's why I really don't watch NXT unless it's an actual live event, because I can read it on the internet. So to me, I guess we can go to Raw, how they're teasing this whole Shield thing. We know it's gonna happen. And it's gonna happen. Most people believe it's gonna happen on Monday because they're in Indianapolis and that whole connection with the Shield in Indianapolis. But anyway, we read these things. We read these spoilers. Some of us do. Some of us get mad when people read spoilers. And talking to one person in particular, Benjamin Bolt, I am talking about you.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Which, speaking of, it hasn't been officially booked, but we're making a pledge to WWE that me versus Ben Bolt, another member of Outlaw Sports Network, to be the main event of WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. It's a long backstory behind it.
Oh man!
But we want it official, so we're gonna maybe start a petition. Vince, if you're not ever going to watch this, but if you do, let's book it. It can only be a 3-minute match. I don't really care.
Hashtag book it.
Should we get to I think this is another event where we're booking it as a double main event. I actually think this match goes on, or it's Shinsuke Jinder, what we're talking next. I think this goes on, and then the sort of set up for, and to sort of calm the crowd, Orton Rusev or Rude Ziggler. I think actually Orton Rusev opens the show, and then right before KO versus Shane is Rude Ziggler is how I feel they're going to do it, just to sort of calm the crowd down and then get them more energy hyped up for the actual main event. But the last title match is Shinsuke versus Jinder. It's for the WWE Championship. First off, guys, if Jinder wins this match, let's just take a look. First off, he's already passed Ric Flair in longest reign. He's passed a lot of other great names. He's passed Vincent Kennedy McMahon himself as the longest reigning champion. But if he wins tonight, he would have had the title one more day longer than Edge in combined reigns. As well as entering Tuesday, he will have the title longer than the guy who built SmackDown Live, AJ Styles. So let's talk about that for a second. How does that make you feel?
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I mean,
and then, you can continue with what you said. I'll say this in a second. Are you speechless here?
I really want to find the right words that makes this acceptable to say before I get blown up and sued and stuff like that.
Literally blown up by India. I mean,
oh boy, he went there. If we're gonna have the ethnicity battle, shall we say, business-wise, I get it that, you know, this is great for India, this is great for that. Cool. Great. Anything to expand the product, awesome. I get it. This match itself, a Japanese against a Canadian Muslim. So right then and there, that's got your multi-ethnicity background. It's cool. I just don't like how basically this is all because they're building the brand of India for WWE. I get that, and I understand that. However, there comes a certain point where, yeah, he's going to have the title on for a while until after like 4 or 5 months, you're like, okay, can we stop claiming this about India? Can somebody else have it? I don't like this. He's not a legitimate champion. I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like the reasoning for it. It's really the only reason why they're keeping him on him. I'm going Shinsuke tonight just because I want Jinder to lose the belt. That's really the only reason why. I mean, I love Shinsuke, and I think he should be WWE champion too. But this could literally be Jinder Mahal versus Dolph Ziggler, and I picked Dolph Ziggler to win the match because I just don't like Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke, oh boy, I don't like Jinder Mahal.
Pause.
JK.
No, but I get where you're coming from, and before I actually give my perspective on this, literally right before we went on air here, before I invited you to join this beautiful show, it's a glorious show. I saw the video on Facebook of Triple H. They interviewed him about Jinder Mahal as champion. And I'm quoting him, but it's not the exact words because I don't remember everything he said. But basically he said those who say he's not earned himself as a champion don't understand Jinder Mahal's 24/7 lifestyle, and that when he was fired, most people who consider that a failure, and they do the indie scene, they do these $50 a night shows, and then they never expect another return to WWE. Whereas Jinder, as Triple H said, took it as motivation to better himself. I could see where Trips is coming from, but if bettering yourself means, and a lot of people will deny this, but I think it's kind of obvious that he has in some way, shape, or form. It may not even be when he was in WWE, but he used steroids. And I honestly believe, and I believe it was while he was re-signed. Maybe it could have been after a drug test, or they allowed it to happen just because who doesn't use these things. And everyone be like, oh, they punish Roman Reigns for it. I think they did that more for storyline. Oh, hey, Roman Reigns, just have him disappear so we don't have boos anymore, and then have him come back better and stronger than ever. But everyone does it. And so if they're claiming it's because, oh, he's bettered himself, he's transformed himself, he's gotten better in the ring, yet his return, he was treated as a jobber for a full year, and then they handed him the title. I think it's, hey, it's, and it was fun for about a second. Oh, hey, let's try this experiment, try to build our brand in India. But when I think it was Q2, results came back for economically, and India still was the same as it was before they gave Jinder the title, I think they should have ended the experiment there. I don't know what their plan is with Jinder for the. I think because they're going to India in December, he keeps it, and that's the thing I fear the most. But I really want you, like, okay, you know, like you said, you would pick Ziggler. I would pick Nakamura. I don't like Nakamura. I liked him in NXT. I just don't know what it is about his main roster character that I don't like. But I really want Shinsuke to win the title. I think he's a really good wrestler. He's really good at the business. I just don't know what it is that really just makes me not like Shinsuke. I think it's the way they use them. And if they gave him a mouthpiece to talk for him, and I don't have to hear his slurred English with the mouthpiece in his mouth, maybe I'd appreciate it more. Then also this whole Jinder Mahal claiming racism from Shinsuke. You're the same freaking nationality. You're both freaking Asian. Apparently. But I go Jinder, and I go Jinder not in a clean victory. Because I don't think it's the Indian version of J&J Security that's going to interfere. Being the Singh brothers. You know, but I think a new guy from NXT makes his debut tonight, messing up Shinsuke's opportunity.
I know who you're going with this.
That is
Go.
the guy who has really only had one opportunity for the NXT title.
Go.
That dude is Hideo Itami.
Go, Hideo. Go, Hideo.
Does that happen? There's speculation it might. Some saying it's definitely not going to happen. There's no 100% confirmed rumor out there. So as of now, it's just a rumor. It's not a spoiler. So does it happen?
I'm going to say no. Because, I don't know, I just say no. I just say no. And I think that we just lead up into the main event of the night, and that's where maybe a superstar returns or debuts in the main event. I don't know who, I don't know why, but if any return happens, I think it'll be in the main event, but I don't think it would be. I don't think Hideo would come out tonight.
I can see that. Again, I'm not 100% certain. I just wanted to, spark some controversies, talk about the speculation going on. And speaking of speculation, still on this, again, like we said, the India tour. Apparently, Jinder's being booked as a 2-time champion. So does Shinsuke win the night only to lose it on SmackDown, or does he lose it and then before December, maybe at Survivor Series, regains it, and then they go straight into the India tour, which is only 2 days long, so it's not really a tour. Again, there's only one major city in India who actually gives a crap for WWE. But does Jinder Mahal, or do they have Jinder keep it, have Shinsuke beat him at Survivor Series to give them that big moment, and then have Jinder win it? the Tuesday after, and then they go into their December tour, which they're doing their Christmas tour in India, starting in India, which is really awkward. But
I'm going to say this is me looking way toward in the future, but this is what I'm going to say. Shinsuke wins it at Starrcade, a live event, and loses it. Do you know when the dates are that they're going to India?
I think it's the 6th through the 8th in December.
Okay. So either Jinder wins it back in India, or he wins it 2 nights later on SmackDown Live, or Sunday, Monday, 3 nights later on SmackDown Live.
Nice to be very entertaining, because now that you mentioned Starrcade, come see OSN at Starrcade Live in Greensboro, North Carolina. Is it the 25th or 26th?
November 25th.
25th, okay. The weekend after Survivor Series. It's the weekend after, right?
It's a Saturday after Survivor Series.
Saturday after Survivor Series. Which, speaking of which, if you're in the Charlotte area, the go-home show to Survivor Series is in Charlotte on the 14th.
November the 14th.
So we get some big shows here. We've been to a Raw in Charlotte, a Raw in Greensboro. Of course, WrestleMania, if you guys haven't been following. Definitely going to Starrcade. We might go to SmackDown. Might try to find some nosebleed seats.
Nosebleed seats. They're going to be tarping up the whole entire upper deck. So basically, the nosebleed is going to be the corner of the lower bowl.
You're right. Like section 112. Because there ain't no way they're selling out the Spectrum Center.
Ain't no way.
They might need a big tarp to tarp off an entire 112 section.
Maybe if they say Cam Newton's going to be there, more people will fill up.
I think we've exhausted this Jinder Mahal match. So it's the main event of the night. In a Hell in a Cell match, which is also a Falls Count Anywhere, which I think that was implied by Hell in a Cell being that there's no rules. So I guess, to me, it's implied that if it's no disqualification, you can go wherever you want. But
well, they put it as a Falls Count Anywhere, I believe. That's what they are billing it as. A Falls Count Anywhere Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah. So my first question. First off, I'm confused about the whole booking of it. So if I understand it, they're going to start in the cage, in the cell, and then they can escape if they want to.
Yes. I don't know if they're gonna if there's gonna be a referee on standby, and if they say open up the cage, they'll just open up the cage. That I don't know.
So, now we've had a lot of good Hell in a Cell matches. Does this rank up, do you think, to the greats? No.
Man, I don't know what you want to classify as a great Hell in a Cell match. Because you got the Smarks from the Attitude Era who think because they got thrown off the top of the cell, that automatically makes it the best Hell in a Cell match.
I was going to say it. Was that, in your opinion? I mean, I guess we can go on the match itself wasn't anything special. It was just a really
big steel cage that they were able to fight outside the ring.
It was basically a big ECW, not really ECW, but like that moment that like, hey, I remember this. Oh, hey, Mick Foley got thrown off the top of the cage and then broke the rest of his body and lost teeth and probably lost half his ear. And
no, that was in Germany in WCW 92, 91, something like that.
But he probably lost his entire brain. He probably died and came back to life. But I think I don't know like what the qualifications are, but
like to me, some of the better Hell in a Cell matches just by pure, I guess maybe using the cell, but at the same time just having a really good match inside of the cell. Brock versus Undertaker, No Mercy 02, that ranks up there pretty high. Taker and Edge from SummerSlam '08. That ranks pretty high. Obviously, Triple H versus Taker at WrestleMania 28. That ranks probably that's probably my top 3 right there. Jericho versus Triple H is probably number 4, and then probably number 5 would have to be. I would probably have to put. Probably have to put Taker and Mankind for the significance that it brought.
Absolutely. I don't have a list because I don't remember all the Hell in a Cell matches that I've watched in my lifetime. To be honest,
Been a lot.
Do we have another sort of debut like Kane had at Hell in a Cell, where he interrupts a match, goes on to start a new feud, or do you think it's just going to be, hey, KO, Shane? Of course, we're going to get the big spot from Shane.
I don't know. I mean, I know I said something about that. If there was going to be any coming out, it would be in this match. My thing is, if you debut somebody, how do you book them? Because Kane came back as Paul Bearer's son, who we all thought was dead, but he wasn't. He came back and he started through with Taker.
Yeah, there's at least a
Paul Bearer type thing going on, unless it's Daniel Bryan for some reason doing some weird shit. The only thing I can think of is if somebody debuts and tries to take down Shane McMahon as commissioner. Maybe Daniel Bryan has any. It's just me speculating and probably spitting crap. Maybe Daniel Bryan is jealous that he's not commissioner or that whatever reason, and he goes out to try to recruit somebody to help him take down Shane. Maybe it's somebody on behalf of the McMahon family besides Shane who comes to beat up Owens and start to feud and lead to Mania. Could be Triple H. I don't think that should be happening, but I don't know. But to me, logistically, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. But I don't know. I don't know who could it be.
I agree. I don't actually think it'll happen during the match. I do think Triple H appears tonight. Not to hurt KO, but to help KO. I think. But with that said, I think KO is being booked for Raw live events starting in 8 days, which will be next Monday. He's actually booked for the Raw. I think he's being advertised for it. So there's sort of this idea going on that he's gonna. This will be his last sort of SmackDown pay-per-view, and he's gonna jump back over the Raw. I don't know how that's gonna happen. Again, with we're sort of in a time and a period where the whole superstar shakeup thing could happen whenever superstars can move back and forth. I mean, we saw that on Monday with Kalisto being recently signed by the Cruiserweight division. We set that. Kurt Angle set that up. Who I just recently signed, and I guess changing Kalisto's music, but I know he's had that for a while, but he hasn't been on TV in forever that I completely forgot he existed. I thought he was still in the bottom of a trash can, but I just make Cody really mad. But
all right, hold on.
We're going to talk about this now.
Kalisto. Just for like 2 seconds. Kalisto, I know I made a mistake of being at WrestleMania Access, and I called you Sin Cara by accident. And me and you joked for about 5, 10, 15 seconds, and then we had the nice little ghetto handshake like this, and I felt really cool. Bro, this is coming from love. Can you stop looking like a jungle man with no underwear and has those things flopping in the wind? Can you go back to wearing shorts, trunks, or long pants? Not flying with me, dog. Not flying with me.
We're probably gonna.
Can we bring up?
I'm probably
Can we bring
gonna
back somebody else?
start something here, but apparently he doesn't like jungle people. So what if we gave Kalisto Tamina's jungle theme,
Might as well. It would make sense. He looks like a jungle man. Make
and
Tamina. Oh
then
God.
give Tamina
The valet of Kalisto.
But anyway, so who wins this main event?
Easily and hands down, Kevin Owens.
I really don't know, to be honest. I'm leaning both ways. It can go either way. I want to say Kevin, and then again he jumps ship, moves over to Raw. But at the same time, I feel this could be again. But Shane's never won a match since he's debuted, right? Or came back. AJ beat him at Mania. Taker beat him at
Mania last or 32. AJ beat him at WrestleMania 33. That's the only 2 matches he's had. So yeah, he's on 2.
So I think he's one of those. Hey, let's put over Kevin Owens. Maybe Shane tries to have Sami Zayn tackle him, but why would we start this feud again? Because
the never-ending feud.
I mean, this never-ending feud thing works in the indies where you're not wrestling in the same promotion every night. Whereas you could be on one show and then 6 months later you can meet up again and, hey, let's do another match. It seems like we're seeing Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn like every 3 months.
Yeah.
I would pick Kevin Owens. I think Trips makes his TV debut again. It's getting to that time, November, December, where Triple H appears to set up his match at WrestleMania. So whether it's against Owens, I don't think that'll happen. Or he finds another guy to fight. We'll find out. This is around the same time that he had announced that he would fight Seth. Though that match took forever to actually book because Seth hurt himself again.
Unfortunately.
Speaking of Seth, if you pre-ordered WWE 2K18, stop by your local GameStop on Friday to pick it up early. I already paid mine off. So I'm just going to walk in, take the game. They're probably going to make me pay for Cody's because it's under my account. I'm like, hey, you still got another? No, I'm sorry. That's my friend's. Because they were like, you have 2 copies. You want to pay for both of them? When I went in, I was like, no. Which one's the one with $10 already paid on it? Oh, okay.
I'm not getting paid to promote this, by the way.
Not at all. But yeah, pick it up Friday if you pre-ordered it. If not, you can wait till the next Tuesday to pick it up. If you ordered the Cena edition because you're retarded and want to spend $150 for a piece of mat you can buy for like $15 on WWE Shop.
I have a piece of mat from WrestleMania 33 that AJ Styles wrestled on. Paid $50 for it.
Yeah, see, this mat is the one he proposed on at WrestleMania, so you know. But I like if you're retarded like my brother, who's not here, and ordered this. It's actually his birthday present, so
3 or 4 months behind.
Yeah, this is a tad bit. Then you'll probably, I'm assuming, get it over the weekend next week. I actually don't know when they'll ship them. You probably won't get it till the Wednesday after. That's why I don't online pre-order anything anymore. Because you don't get it for like a week after the game comes out because of shipping. But I don't have anything else to say. Guess we can do our social media promotions. Any other comments with WWE you got before we start that, Cody?
Pretty much said it all, man. We're good. Obviously, follow me at Phenomenal KDog on the Twitter. If you want to follow the Facebook personal page, Cody Montana Rowe. That's about it. Instagram, Cody Caps 198. Cody Caps 8. Oh boy, I don't even know. Time out for the game. Hold up.
Paul.
Cody
Wow,
Caps 8. Cody Caps 8.
Because he likes the Capitals. Speaking of which, Cody Caps 8 is 8 in caps, about the amount of goals Ovechkin. So,
my man.
If he continues at this pace, he'll have like a record-setting 5,000 goals this season. Anyway, for me, it's Randall Beatley on Facebook and Twitter. The Phenomenal Show Off on Instagram. I have to get rid of the show off part once Ziegler.
Yeah, gotta pick up somebody else. The glorious show off.
No. I'm sorry. I guess we can go on this tangent for a second. I don't like Bobby Roode either. I just don't like the character. Not at all. Everything Dolph Ziggler has said over the last month and a half, I have completely agreed with. I'm tired. The only person that I was offended that he made a mockery of was Naomi, and that's because she's a freaking beast athlete. And yes, her glow theme, is annoying after a while, but she can actually wrestle. But everything Ziggler has said in terms of Warrior and Flair and DX and all that, I 100% agree with. None of them can ever put on matches at the athletic ability of Dolph Ziggler. There's no one who can beat Dolph Ziggler. No one ever.
Listen here, you son of a bitch. Bitch. Listen. I was being good this whole show, and then you had to go and do something like that. You mean to tell me Ric Flair never had one good damn match?
He's not as athletic as...
We ain't talking about athletic. We're talking about wrestler. Back in the 80s was a different story. You telling me that his 1 hour draws with the Stanger, with his feuds with Harley Race and Dusty Rhodes and Ricky motherfucking Steamboat, you mean to tell me this motherfucker never had good matches? What kind of man are you?
I'm not saying he doesn't have great matches. Ric Flair is probably the greatest person to ever perform. However, in terms of pure athleticism, no one can do what Dolph Ziggler has ever done in his career.
Really? AJ Styles?
There's no... The only draw with AJ Styles was his name.
What the hell's wrong with AJ? He's got style. Alan Jones.
I like him. His character I've liked. His mic skills could probably improve, but...
Listen, you can't really help somebody that's from Gainesville, Georgia on the mic.
but
you got to work with that.
But, I mean, Dolph Ziggler is the complete package. He can wrestle. He's athletic. He's entertaining. But, I mean, if this is his farewell, I'm going to miss you, Dolph. With that, with that said, please don't go to New Japan because I'm not paying $12 or how much ever, 12,000 yen or whatever the hell their currency and rate is to watch you wrestle.
They got New Japan World, NJPW World. That's their version of WWE Network, like $8.99 or like $10.99.
Please just do the indie scenes or just don't leave. Please, I need you here.
Just watch my Fox Business.
Do that. Be a stand-up comedian. No, comedians are dying really quick nowadays. Sorry, Cody. We're gonna end the show before Cody comes across the street. Yeah. I have to go to his house in 45 minutes, so I'll actually be there in about 15. So we got to end this quickly, or else I'm taking the computer in the car while I'm driving.
You're gonna be waiting for a fist. No flips, just fists.
So, co-main event of WrestleMania 34, me versus Cody Montana. I'll be in both.
Bro, you're gonna be double shoot. You're gonna be pulling the double duty.
I'll be
tired mother effer.
That
could be the pre-show.
Yeah. But with that said, thank you guys for watching our Hell in a Cell edition of Unhinged. It sure did get unhinged here in the last 30 seconds. But
follow us on Twitter at Outlaw Sportsnet. Outlaw
yes, it's not
Sports
network. I made
Facebook.
that. It's not network. I made that mistake trying to log on to Twitter today. I forgot.
Outlaw Sportsnet.
Yeah, it's not network. I didn't know that.
With like
it's Outlaw. Yeah,
Sportsnet. Okay, Outlaw Sportsnet on Twitter. Outlaws Sports Network on Facebook. Outlaws Sports Network on YouTube as well. Like, share, subscribe to this thing. Like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Share the crap out of this because we love you and we want you to love us back.
And remember, and this is how we're going to end it. Dolph Ziggler is the greatest wrestler ever.